Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today's just going to be a short and simple, sweet video. Just going to make it real quick, and it's about Facebook and what I think about Facebook. And Facebook is announcing earnings today, so it's just more or less on what I think. I think Facebook is a good buy, right? Facebook's been around for a very long time. A lot of people use Facebook. It's a good platform to communicate with family and friends and distant relatives and stuff like that. I think although Facebook is a good stock, I know that they're probably going to do well in their earnings. They're announcing earnings today after hours. I just feel like Facebook's growth in the future is pretty limited on where it can go. I don't see Facebook being able to climb really that much higher than it already is, just because Facebook is limiting itself to a specific amount of factors. I know a lot of people use advertising on Facebook, and it is a good platform, but I do consider Facebook one of the weaker tech companies compared to like Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, and all those other big companies. Why? Because Facebook, it's very limited in its cases. It's very limited in what it can do. With that being said, this is just my opinion on Facebook, right? This is just what I personally think. Obviously, you guys do not have to agree with what I say, but I do feel like Facebook is coming pretty close to as far as growth potential it's going to hit. Let's scroll down here, right? Like I said, they're announcing after hours, earnings after hours today. I do expect them to be earnings. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? A lot of people are at home, they're out of work, so a lot of people are starting to use Facebook more. We're going to go to a little bit of a stock analysis. If we take a look at Facebook's 5-year chart here, right, you know, it started at $96 here 5 years ago. It's kind of worked its way up, fell, and then climbed up, fell again, and then it climbed back up, and now it's sitting around $233.93. And the reason why I say this is because I actually just don't think it's Facebook that's limited its growth potential, but I actually think it's a lot of tech companies. And this is just because I feel like the tech bubble is eventually going to pop. I think a lot of people are depending too much on tech, and I feel like a lot of people are relying way too much on tech stocks to carry us through the pandemic. But what people aren't realizing is, what about after, right? What about after the pandemic? Are all these tech stocks just going to keep going higher? I don't think so. There's a few I'm a bit bullish about. That's obviously Amazon and Apple, stuff like that. But their products were vibing and thriving way before the pandemic even hit, versus stocks like Facebook and stuff like that became a lot more prevalent after the fact of the coronavirus. So when we find a cure and a vaccine, and if that ever happens, I'm looking in the short-term future. I do see tech taking a big hit along with Facebook as well. And like I said, you know, although Facebook is going to be earnings, I do have a good feeling they're going to be earnings. I could be wrong. That's just my personal opinion, but I do feel like they're going to be earnings. Just know that tech is reaching its all-time cap. I don't see tech climbing forever and ever and ever. Although it's got a temporary boost, I do see a big tech sell-off the minute things kind of go back to normal. With that being said, guys, that's my opinion on Facebook. I do feel like it has reached its potential as far as now. It may climb $10, $15, $20. I honestly don't see Facebook ever climbing above $275. With that being said, guys, be safe. Play Facebook earnings safe. Don't YOLO everything. Obviously, be careful of IV and stuff like that, because it can crush your earnings a lot. But with that being said, that's it for the video today, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on the video.